Welcome everyone, welcome to Graal Classic once again. I have just finished a video on this place just a couple minutes ago, and I just wanted to start up another video, which is this one, to kind of go through the servers and talk about recent events in Graal and my thoughts on them and everything like that. This is going to be my final video for this playthrough, as the first topic of information is that Graal Classic's development has been discontinued since January 31st, 2013. And you can see a lot of the messages people have been leaving lately. I am way late on this. I only found this out about 3 days ago, and was looking up the different reasonings as to why it happened. Apparently, a new version of Graal V6 came out and created more restrictions to the trial version of the game. And because of this... Okay. Let me put in a couple more things here since I've been here, I think. Oh, an actual admin person asking for help. I don't really need help on this server because I'm fairly used to it, but this is very nice to have somebody just right here waiting to ask you for help. I've never actually had this on any of the servers before. So this is actually one point towards Unholy Nation. Just have like admin people hanging around the entrance to help out people that they don't usually see, I guess. But yeah, I'm pretty used to the server. But, I am on my trial version of my account right now. It's, like, pretty late at night. I don't think there's a lot of people on either way. Anyways, speaking of Unholy Nation, I've never quite understood the backstory for this server. I'm not sure if it was originally something more akin to Classic's Quest style, and then eventually just degraded over time into more or less like a chat room sort of, like traveling around and doing random stuff. It's more like in the way of how the iPhone versions are, this server. Because there's no real direction to go with this particular server, which I'm not too particularly displeased about. Because when I first started playing this and Classic were very similar in the fact that they were pretty much giant maps with a bunch of just stuff everywhere. I did prefer Classic a bit more because Classic had a lot more secrets. Unholy Nation's more. I'm not even sure what these trees are. Are these like actual trees, or are these like houses that you can make out of a tree? I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going. That is something about Unholy Nation, is that they always add random stuff. But I do enjoy this server, even though, like I said, there's not much to do on it, just because of I basically played the server since the beginning. My account is from the end of 2005, but I didn't really play this game until about 2008. I had signed up for the game, but I didn't really get to play it because my computer at the time was crap. I had a Windows 98 computer in like 2005, and I didn't really get to play much of this game during that period. The only time I got to play this was if I was at the public library. For some reason, their download thing, where it would stop you from downloading thing, didn't count Graal, so I lucked out there. And once I was able to buy my own computer at the age of 16, I was able to play this a lot more, and Unholy Nation and Classic were two of four servers that I usually frequented. Unholy Nation's pretty much, I think probably Unholy Nation's probably the one that hasn't changed the most out of them. The other two that I played were Era and Zone. Era's changed a bit more, not that much. Well, actually, Era and Unholy Nation haven't really changed that much. The Zone was, I think, the most popular server at the time when I was playing, which it really makes me sad now to see the state it is in now. It's basically deserted. It's like the most unused server of the list of ones, and I'm not even kidding. Even the RP server, which I only usually see like maybe 10 people on max at a time, only has more than Zone does. And I honestly, here's one of the things I was talking about with this server. This in like 2009 Classic, you start out in the center of the world, have all these buildings and stuff you can go in, and then when you sort of like go outwards from the center of the world, the more and more you'd find like buildings and signs that don't work. Like here, this gravestone here, I'm pretty sure was not here before, but that's the only thing that's working in this area. And we're way to the north of where center of the world is, but I think maybe some of this stuff is like cleared out player houses of players that haven't played in a while or something, and then they're open for other people. I've always wanted to have like a house in this, like either on this server or Classic, because they have like houses for players like spread out everywhere. Okay, let's go ahead and go to Era. But I was never able to really like do that because I've only had, the only time I had a when I had gold in here was during my original playthrough, and I don't have any bullets for this, great. And I basically spread that out for months, but I never really tried to get any sort of bonuses out of it, like maybe getting a house or something like that. I kind of wish I do. I might in the future. I'm about to talk about that in a second. I'm going to try and make my purpose in this server right now to shank somebody. I know a few years ago they actually had unlimited Classic membership you could buy, but they got rid of that and made it so you can only buy gold now. And I'm sort of sad that I didn't get that, because a lot of, basically the Classic servers are the ones that are used. I know Kingdoms gets a little bit of traffic, and I know I just read on their forums, the Graal forums, that they were like making an update or something like that, and they were getting opinions from the player base. So I'm happy about that. I'm quite happy, because even though I made a video on that server, and I probably did not make it in the best of light, but it is a very well done server. It's probably the best well done server gameplay wise in the entire thing of Graal that I know of, just because it doesn't really have the expectations of all the other servers that you have on Graal, besides it has a different graphics style, it has a different whatchamacallit, a fighting system where you're not just sort of wildly swinging away at something. You do have to actually have good equipment that you can get, and shields. Shields actually, you kind of need those in that, where you can actually use the shield to block attacks and stuff like that. Shields in like every other server, the only thing they're good at is blocking ranged attacks, like from arrows or pebbles or whatever, cannonballs. There's also stuff like mining, and actually I think there's mining in Era too that I've never really took part in. Since I'm in Era, I should probably talk a little bit about Era. Era is another one of those sandbox servers similar to Unholy Nation, to where there's nothing in particular to do. There's nothing in particular to do besides get money and get weapons and stuff. Which I can kind of understand people liking that to some degree, but once you've reached the top, there's nothing really for you to do besides just sort of stand around and wait for the random noob to come by and shoot him to death. This server is really about the journey instead of the actual destination. Yeah, I'm about to die. Oh, come on, that was melee. You had to pull out a gun to kill me? Whatever. Air is also the server that I think most of my PNG sprite stuff that I can input into the chat and change my character's look that actually works. Most other servers that they don't work anymore really on them, and I don't really know why or what changes that. I kind of wonder how the iPhone era is doing. Never actually tried it. At least I'm pretty sure I never tried it. Zodog's another one of those servers that, like Kingdoms, I didn't give much of a chance to in the beginning because of the fact that I was basically being stabbed in the side every time I walked outside. But I actually had a thread on the Graal forums, and one of the replies that I got about this video series is that somebody working on Zodiac actually changed the way PKing people worked, where you got a where you're not like full PK as soon as you walk out the door. I guess you have like some time, or if I'm not sure. They changed it somehow, but I'm not exactly sure how they did it. It's been a while since I've seen that thread, but they did change how PKing worked a bit because of my video, and I'm actually a bit happy about that. So hopefully people don't have the same sort of impression that I got with this server, because I had a really hard time on this server. But this seems like a server that does have its act together from what I've seen. It's a pretty big map, and I don't know if it's like more detailed when you leave the center of the world or not, like with what I was talking about with other servers, but I have liked what I've seen so far of it. Most of my sprite stuff doesn't work on this server, unfortunately, but there might be unique ones for this server only, because I know Era has something along those lines too, or they have some that don't work on any other server besides theirs. Right now there's not a whole lot of people on or around town, it seems. I am playing this in the middle of the night. I should have done this at day, maybe, so that we could see more people around, but I decided to make this video right after the video that I made on Classic that I'm probably going to put up after this one, and then have an annotation for it on this video. I basically made a a full video on Graal Classic when I heard it was discontinued, so that, oh, there's somebody right there. I made a full video on Graal Classic, came out to be over 3 hours long, and I'm gonna upload to my, my other channel, which is a bit more popular, so maybe I'll get a little bit more traffic. And, okay, so maybe it's the PK protection that was inputted. Because I see in the chat that says it's been re-enabled for me. And that says I have 24 seconds before someone can kill me again. So I guess there's a little bit of a time period there where nobody can kill you, which is nice. And, like I was saying, I made that video, and, I was in, basically, that basically means this playthrough is over. There's no more reason for me to continue on with this after that was discontinued, because the only reason I had this on Hades was that I was waiting for more parts of that server to become ready. And it seems that the last part was all that we're going to get. This is the server, the RP server that I was talking about earlier. I actually got stuck here. I don't even know where I'm at, and I don't seem to have a torso either. And this is the server that gets like the second least amount of traffic in the game. To be honest, I don't actually... I don't think I would actually mind playing on a roleplay server like this. It's just you need people on a server like this. You have to have a community on a roleplay server. I'm going to try and unstick myself so maybe I can get somewhere. I don't even remember how I got here. I think I left a building and then I was teleported here. I think that's what it was. And, with this is the last video of this playthrough, but that does not mean I might not do more Graal videos. I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, I'm going to make this like a more of a impressions video series. And then I might make like video series on individual Graal servers that are similar to other games that I play on this. What am I even trying to say here? Stamp. Oh, I can remove the stamp too, I think. Can I? Oh yeah, I collected the stamp. I'd like to RP as a mailman. But yeah, if I did something like that, it would be individual servers. They'd have their own playlist, and I'd do a full playlist series on them like I do other games that I have on this channel. Ones I was thinking about doing this with were Kingdoms for one, because Kingdoms kind of got the shaft in the first place, and with the updates I've been hearing, it might have a better community going for it. I'll have to check back in like a month or so, because I won't be doing this right away. Another one I was thinking about doing it with was Zodiac. Zodiac is another server that I think could have its own series. Servers like Era and Unholy Nation, they'd be a lot harder to do a series on, but I'm not too particularly against it. Unholy Nation would be probably the hardest one. And Valkyria, or however you pronounce it, would be a very hard one to do because there's really nobody on it. If I did anything on it, it'd probably be a short series on it. Like maybe some roleplay things about it. I don't know, something like that. For those last three, I'd basically have to make my own endgame, whatchamacallit, endgame achievements. I basically will just call it that. where I'd reach those and then the series would be over. Era would be kind of easy on that. Just like get a certain amount of money, get a car and get a house or something like that, make a gang, I don't know. The Zodiac, I assume, would have its own endgame of sorts, since it's a bit more of a polished server. Kingdoms, I'd probably have to do something similar along the lines of Era, make my own endgame achievement. Unholy Nation, I don't even know what I'd do with that. Maybe collect everything that I can in the game or something. I know there's like a whole bunch of hats in that game that I was looking at a second ago. Maybe make the end game achievement be get all the hats in Unholy Nation or something stupid like that. But I won't be doing another series on Graal Classic unless it came back, which I really don't think it will. It's been about 2 months now since they closed it. And basically that full video that I was talking about that I just did, that I'll probably upload sometime after this one, maybe tomorrow or so, was kind of like my last bit of work for it. And I really doubt we'd ever get something zone-wise, because this server's dead. Let's just admit to that. This server is dead and it's never coming back. Even though Aricia over there was probably the best thing in this game for quite a while. This is just depressing. I don't know why I'm moving so slow. Used to be able to like hit the arrow button twice and you move faster, but it's not working for some reason. But I think this pretty much ends everything that I was talking about. To summarize, Classic's been discontinued. I'm ending this playthrough. This playthrough is gonna be more thought of as an impressions playthrough. I might do more Graal playthroughs in the future of individual servers. They'd get their own playlist. I do similar things like I do with my other games. If I have to, make my own endgame achievement. This is not going to take place right away. It'd probably take place in a couple of months now because I don't have the money to spend on gold, which I'd have to with something like that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and you heard my thoughts and all that. Basically, everybody that's been playing Graal, I'm gonna get like so many people that play iPhone Graal on this video and just be like, what are you even talking about? This is an iPhone. And I'll just look at them sadly. I don't even know how Facebook Graal's doing. I don't even want to know. And that is that, guys. I will go now. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough and look forward to new ones, and I will see you then. Rest in peace, Classic.